In the southern part of Polk County, Florida, about halfway between Tampa and Orlando, is a town called Fort Meade, population 5,869. Former epicenter of Florida's lucrative phosphate mining industry, home of the Fort Meade Miners, and renowned Stream Song Golf Resort, and populated by good, hard-working people. You'd probably never know that change is in the air.
Christ Episcopal Church, Fort Meade. The building was actually founded by members of the community that came here from Ireland and England in the late 1800s. Two of those founders were actually my great-grandparents. It's a great little town, very safe, family-oriented. I've lived here actually all my life. My mom and dad have lived here all their lives, and my grandparents both most of their lives. Kind of a third-generation Fort Meade native. We're excited. It'll bring jobs and people to Fort Meade and be a little bit of growth, and that'd be awesome.
On December 23, 2016, on the outskirts of Fort Meade, construction began on a 2.5-mile fuel delivery roadway that will carry over 24,000 truckloads a year, delivering 700,000 tons of biomass to the 74.9 gross, 66 megawatt net U.S. Ecogen Polk biomass generating facility.
Hi, my name is Bill Quinn. I'm President and CEO of US Ecogen. In 2010, our team and Duke Energy Florida initiated a plan to bring a large-scale biomass-fueled power generation facility to Fort Meade, Florida. Duke Energy needed a reliable long-term supply of energy and capacity, and US Ecogen was uniquely qualified to satisfy their requirements. Accordingly, on March 28, 2011, US Ecogen Polk and Duke Energy Florida executed a 66 megawatt biomass power purchase agreement, which formed the cornerstone of the US Ecogen Polk generating facility project. It has a 30-year power purchase agreement and a 30-year fuel supply agreement to match the term of the PPA. The project benefits from a well-structured, multi-layered fuel supply and transportation agreement, which is supported by bilateral contracts with experienced biomass suppliers, a joint venture to own and operate biomass recycling centers, and a dedicated eucalyptus tree plantation to mitigate commodity and price risk for project lenders and investors. The US Ecogen Polk project also benefits from lessons learned while the core of our team was managing a national utility generation asset portfolio at Pacific Gas and Electric. I was pleased to join PG&E in 1997 as a senior officer responsible for all project development. My team there included experienced professionals with a fantastic skill set in the areas of project acquisitions, development, finance, construction, and asset management. The US Ecogen team has a unique combination of power industry and agricultural professionals. The Ecogen team has significant experience in the electric utility industry, coupled with a proven track record of managing complex transactions. The team seamlessly manages all phases of project implementation, from project development through asset and fuel supply management. What I really love about this project is that it is going to transform Fort Meade. The US Ecogen Polk project will create 350 construction jobs and 250 permanent positions. US Ecogen truly appreciates the tremendous support the company has received from the citizens of Fort Meade and Polk County throughout the entire development period. We look forward to a long and prosperous working relationship with our friends and neighbors in Fort Meade and Duke Energy.
The roughly 560,000 megawatts of electricity generated annually from that facility will be sold exclusively to Duke Energy Florida under a 30-year power purchase agreement. Gemma Power Systems will construct the facility under a turnkey agreement with initial commercial operations scheduled for the end of 2019. ESI, one of the most experienced biomass engineering firms in the country, will head up engineering. US Ecogen Polk will use an Andritz fluidized bubbling bed boiler, optimized to combust abundant urban wood waste. Using the steam from the boiler, a Siemens steam turbine will generate enough baseload renewable energy to power over 10 towns the size of Fort Meade. And because US Ecogen is a good neighbor and environmental steward, the plant will use an air cooling system designed to minimize use of valuable water. The state-of-the-art fuel handling system includes 3 truck tippers, a conveyor, and resizing capacity to process over 4 times the boiler's requirements of around 90 tons an hour, and a stacker reclaimer selected for optimal blending and consistent combustion of the project's primary fuel of urban wood waste. Urban wood waste is debris from lawn maintenance, landscaping, and land clearing that is processed into energy biomass by removing dirt, rocks, sand, and fine particles. This material is abundant because in the Sunshine State, biomass grows year-round. U.S. Ecogen Trading has entered into long-term supply agreements with 2 leaders in the market: Environmental Turnkey Solutions and Biomass Harvesting Solutions, and spot market acquisitions from dozens of the hundreds of recycling centers and land clearing companies in the supply basket.
The thing that's very important is that we're a completely integrated company. So from collection to processing, through composting, through final delivery, it's all one company. So where other companies may have to use a trucking operation or a grinding operation or rely on customers to come in and dump, we actually have a foothold on the whole process. We have a product that we produce, that we manufacture for farmers and nurseries and landscapers that takes a finer particle distribution of the biomass, and any of the overburns of the biomass can go towards actually using it for energy. So it allows us to smaller our footprint, not have to reproduce the material so many times, and take the first cut that goes to our user, and then the second cut will go to a biomass plant or facility. Hardwoods are not very good for composting, as you can see behind us, that we actually separate them from the composting stream, so that material also would go to a biomass facility as well. It allows us to have a reusable use for everything that we collect, rather than taking some materials in and having to have them disposed somewhere else.
ETS will supply up to 160,000 tons of biomass each year from its Naples, Myakka, and Plant City facilities for the first 5 to 9 years of plant operations. In 2013, Becker Holdings, Arborgen, and US Ecogen planted a 20-acre test plot of eucalyptus. The results were dramatic. Eucalyptus grows fast. It can be harvested every 3 to 4 years, and after harvest, it regenerates without replanting. US Ecogen understands the importance of fuel supply reliability, so its trading affiliate will establish 1,000 acres or more of Eucalyptus grandis on the lands immediately adjacent to the plant that can be drawn on when needed. In Florida, renewable energy comes from the sun and the wind, and the rain and the soil. It's biomass energy, baseload electricity that customers can rely on all day and all night, creating jobs for the future and reducing reliance on fossil fuels, so that the Fort Meade High School miners can be confident that the lights will be on Friday nights, and proud that the electricity lighting up their field is generated by their friends and neighbors in their own hometown. Homegrown power from US Ecogen.